Okay, now for the sectional right view. In the sectional right view there, we've already got the start of our equilateral triangular based prism. We just need to get our hexagon across to there as well without it being cut. So again, lots of lines to project. So we're just going to project each of those points across. Okay, and then we're going to do the same from our top view. Going to project that across, because we'll project those across and up. Okay, and then as we did with this, we're just going to follow our numbers. So we're going to start with 0.3 over there. If we follow 3 there, in our top view, and we get 3 here, so 3 in our front view, and we take our 3 here in our top view, we bring that across and up and get them to meet up together. We'll be able to mark off 3 being there, and then of course there's another 3 which will have to be on the same line. And then we do the same with every other point. Well, there's 4 across and up. There's a 4 there and another 4 here. Then we've got 5 on the same line, 5 across. There's 5, and bring that from there across. There's our other 5. Quite simple. We've just got to make sure we follow the numbering in the lines. Point 1 and 2 will be on this same line. So there's 1, there's a 2, and then if we go up, there's another 1 here, and then a 2 there. And then all we're missing is 6. 6 is on the same line as 3, so we bring that up, go to 6 there, and keep going up. There's the 6. Now you can clearly see the shape of our hexagons coming out there, one for the top and one for the bottom. And again, we're going to draw that in lightly so that we've got a view of our hexagonal prism without it being cut, and then we're going to cut it. Okay, we got it. Okay, so we've got both shapes here now, all in construction, and we've got to cut both of them. Let's go. We're looking for a left view here, sectional left view, so looking from this direction. So we're going to draw the shape that we're going to see first, because we know it will all be in dark, as our other shape is going to be behind it. So we're going to start with cutting our pyramid. Okay, and we've got the cutting points. Okay, now this cutting point is on a horizontal line here. So as what we had to do with the vertical one here to project it into our top view, we have to go to our top view to project the horizontal one across. So we're going to have one cutting point which will be on that same line there. And that cut into what we had there was a B. It cuts into line BC. So if we project that across and up, there's BC. So we can mark that there as one of the cutting points. And then the other one is over here. We're going to project that across and up, and that cut line BD. So we're going to project that up onto line BD. Okay, and there's BD. So it's another cutting point on the base over there. And we're just going to draw it in there. You go. Okay, so those are going to be our first 2 cutting points, and then our next 2 are further up. The first one we already found over here. Okay, that's what we used to find it in our top view, so we can mark it there. And then our second one, okay, is over there. We haven't projected that one across yet, so let's project that across. That's the one on line EC. Okay, and we've got to find EC. There's EC. You can see here it's the cutting point from EC. EC there, EC here. So if you project that across, that's where it cuts point EC. and then all we have to do is go and join them up. That was our first two, and this comes straight down to where it cut directly on point B. I'm going to draw that down, and then the other one was down here, straight down onto our base. Okay, and that's our cutting plane then for our pyramid. Okay, line D here up to the apex until it hits our cutting point there would still be a dark line. It hasn't been cut away, so we can draw that in. And then, so that's that line D there. We also have that line C up to the apex. Okay, that's C up to the apex. That's going to be behind that, so that stays there. And then there isn't any other hidden detail. Okay, so the last thing we can do there then is go and draw in our 45-degree section lines. Okay, to go and indicate our cutting plane. Okay, there we go. We have each of our section lines in at a 45-degree angle. Now we can clearly see where our pyramid's been cut. Now we just have to do this hexagonal prism. Okay, and the same thing here, we're going to have to project our cutting points across. So we know that the first two cut on point 2 and point 4, they're there already. Then if we follow down, our next one cut on line 1 and line 5, so we project that across. There's line 5, there's line 1. Okay, and then if we go further down, our next one cut on line 6. We project that across. Line 6 is from there to there. So if we make sure we follow that, that's where it would cut on line 6. And then we need to go and join those up. So from the one that hit on line 6, joined up to there, that'll be a dark line, as well as this one to here, another dark line. And then of course up to point 4, we know was another cutting point. And then up to 2. And then of course we'll have a dark line straight across, joining 4 to 2. Okay, and then point 3 stays there because point 3 hasn't been cut off. So we're going to draw in the lines from 4 to 3 and from 3 to 2. They'll stay. And then we have to check and see what else is going to still be around. The line from 5 to 661 we leave because that's been cut off, so there's no need to draw any of that in. And then if we have a look any further over here, coming down, we of course are still going to see the whole base, but it is a left view, so the whole base, okay, the top part of that base there would have been in hidden detail. So we've been asked to draw all hidden details, so we're going to include that. Okay, and then there'll be a dark line down to point 5 for the edge, and a dark line down here to point 1 for the other edge. And then we're going to be able to see a very small part of that base just over there, and then the rest of it will be hidden behind, so it's hidden detail. And then over here we're going to be able to see a little bit bigger part of the edge. So we're going to draw that in dark, and then that part there will be hidden detail. Okay, the last thing we have to do of course is go and draw in our 45-degree hatch lines. And remember that you don't need to have very small gaps between these, because you are hatching quite a big surface. You can make those gaps quite a bit wider. Try and keep them the same distance apart, unlike mine. But you save yourself time. When you're hatching a big surface like that, you can make them much wider apart like that. Okay, and there we go. There we have our sectional left view.